Hi, welcome to the Bates Motel. Mother is waiting.
I'm a Parisian born, and so I grew up, in the late 60s, 1970s. I was a teenager, and then there was a movement in the late 70s called punk rock that exploded in the world and that invaded me, like when I was 14. And not only like the clothes and the music, but I also adopted the rebellious aspect of it, and I became really rebellious. And I started making clothes for my friend, and I ended up being in like a really important store in Los Angeles called Maxfield, and where you have like all the best designer in the world, and everything is like super expensive. All the rock star and movie star go shop there. And I ended up having my clothes. They placed an order for my custom made stuff. I made 5, 10 pieces, because I did everything by hand. And then I started getting hired for like bands, like just because people buying my clothes, they will find my name and call me and say, "Oh, I'm Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. I love your stuff. Can you make me stuff?" And I ended up with everybody like that, like Alice Cooper, from Mick Jagger, like it was incredible. And then at the same time, I started getting investors, people who wanted to give me money to make a commercial line to sell all over the world. And that lasted for 25 years. I had moved from Los Angeles to Chapel Hill like during the pandemic, and I arrived here, I didn't know a soul. It's not a fashion world here, like it's more, we're in a rural environment. And I thought, well, I'm not going to be needed here. There is no really fashion shows. There is, it's people don't really shop for clothing. So I gave up, and I was resolute to do whatever because I don't, there is no stupid job, like making a living is not shameful. And I ended up in a place called the Saxo Power General Store. And I was sitting outside, and then there was one of the guy working here who kind of liked the way I was dressed and said, "Oh, you look cool, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "All right." And then he asked me what was my background, and I told him, I come from like fashion and rock and roll, and I was a musician. And I told him I ended up making up costume for the last 20 years and doing stylings for like rock star and celebrities, working on videos. And he said, "Oh, you should work at this place called the Hollywood Horror Show. I worked there like a couple of years ago, and they're hiring people." And he gave me Dean's number. And I waited a couple of days, and then I texted Dean, and I told him I would like to show him I have a press book of my last 20 years with everything that I've done and press and blah, blah. And then that's it. He just called me back, and then he asked me to be here at like 2 o'clock on a certain day, and then we met. I was surprised that there was a film production or even a haunted house. I had no idea, And Dean is really down to earth, and his brother too. And they're both very talented. I work with people who they're just unbearable, They get a Grammys or an Emmy award, and then they just become so full of themselves. Oh, it's very nice atmosphere. Dean and Star are like such nice people to work with. They're so mellow, Uh, and somehow they're putting things together, It's incredible. They're doing a lot of production. Dean is really an amazing artist when it comes to making a special effect on faces and masks and scars and bloody eyes. Some of the masks that they make are really amazing, and they make the character more than the clothes make the character.
Today we're doing a makeup demonstration at Spirit Halloween Store, Burlington, North Carolina. And here we have two of our crew members in the makeup department. It's called double teaming. When you do 2 makeup artists at one time, here's another tip. Always try to work never work in front of your actor, always work on one side or the other. This can be pre-painted, obviously. It's a face form. You can pre-paint the piece and put it on, but it's more fun to put it on the actor than paint it so they can see the transformation. Put some more brown into this, mix some brown into that. So this is a one-piece prosthetic. We changed out the foam rubber teeth for the uppers with acrylic teeth last night. Taylor saw me struggle with that. So get in those crevices. Get all up in here, Put some more brown, Mix the two together. When it doesn't matter, don't try to be detailed with it. You just want to get it in there. It's going to be outside. We're going to go back and take a Q-tip and trim it. Awesome. Let me picture that.
We have a lot of accessories here, like tools, weapons. Yeah, there is a lot of things that I add on to make the character as complete as possible. You know, it's not just clothes. I have a lot of belts and accessories. You know, like lots of accessories. They don't have like a general cast of people who come back for the same character every weekend. The guy who was the mummy last week is not here. Now you need to replace him with somebody that's bigger or smaller and the feet don't close. So I have to deal with all those challenges on the spot right away, you know, and create new stuff because there are new people coming in and we don't have anything ready for them. I like being alone in here by myself, cleaning up, you know, fixing things, you know, because things get ripped a lot. But like this is really an opportunity again to like work, and then Dean is talking about using me for like some movies that he has planned, and that I'm really excited about. I've done a lot of that, you know, like starting gangster movies and war movies. I worked with like some designers and I was assistant on a lot of movie stuff. I never designed a full feature by myself, but I was assistant number 2 or number 3, you know, and then, especially me who make clothes for attention to detail. So that's really like my specialty. I'm like detail. Yeah. It's a big production. There is, I don't know how many people in the crew. There is about 20 to 30 actors. I know you're also producing movies.
The Holy Catholic Church has an archive of ancient scriptures, 53 miles of shelving, 12 centuries worth of secret documents. For centuries, the Church has maintained allegiance with the world's greatest armies.
The final remaining GS-3 cryogenic containment vessel was opened.
General, let this not be the army that changes the course of the universe. General, you must take care of it before God takes care of it for you.
We're going to learn about what might be our most top secret operation since the Bay of Pigs.
You know the GS-3 program is top secret clearance. Look at me. Look at me while I'm talking.
But this is beyond any common sense. Worse, it's an abomination against God.
I don't answer to God. I answer to the President of the United States.
Don't you understand? I need these units to be manageable.
Manageable? This thing is a motor function of a rabid dog. You can't manage it. Well, Colonel, I simply followed your directives. Developed a genetically enhanced soldier. Able to not feel pain or meat. Doesn't drink. Grows its own tissue back. And I threw in the self-camouflaging. Tell me about that. It's everything you'd want out of a super soldier.
This is beyond the laws of nature.
I work here as one of the sound and production guys, so I help with sound, lights, anything production related, stage related. I've been doing work on my own podcast for several years, and a friend of mine who also works in sound got in touch with me one day and told me that Dean needed help down here with sound at the Hollywood Horror Show. And so I called up Dean and told him that I was interested, and here I am. I play the demon nun Valak from the Conjuring universe. My favorite part of the night, honestly, is dressing up in my costume and walking around scaring people. I probably enjoy being a character more. Sometimes the audio and tech work gets a little stressful because you're doing so many things all at once. People out there would probably never even know how many things we're running around just fixing, and you need to control lights, you need to cue sound, mute and unmute vocal mics, make sure the fog machine is happening, opening, closing the curtain, and you're doing that a lot of times all at the same time. So we have two main places that our audio takes effect. One is, of course, our whole backstage area, and that is the walk through, the horror part. The audio that plays throughout the haunt is on a loop, and it just plays back to back. And we only adjust things there if something is too loud or too soft. And then we have our stage production out here, and that's where they do their plays, and we mic people up. We'll bring out characters like Beetlejuice and Jason and Pennywise, and they'll do these little skits with the audience, and they'll bring in audience members and stuff. We do a show called The Dating Game where they bring out Beetlejuice and Pennywise, and we bring some ladies up on the stage. We also do a Beetlejuice skit where they engage the audience there as well. It's just a lot of fun, and sometimes we have some dancers here as well. They will dance to songs like Thriller, and it's a lot of fun.
About 3 years ago, we were at a function in Burlington, and we saw the Hollywood Horror Show tent. And our grandson is obsessed with masks and Halloween, so we decided to sign him up. And lo and behold, we ended up getting involved in it. And throughout the next 3 years, we've really enjoyed our time at the Hollywood Horror Show.
So what keeps us coming back to the horror show time after time through the last 3 years would be the camaraderie. It's a lot of fun. It's a great team of people that somehow put together a well-oiled machine.
3!
Well, what I do with the Hollywood Horror Show is I'm actually Twisty, the clown, so I get to control the maze and everything involved with the maze. I also do a lot of carpentry, construction, electrical within the show to help build it up.
My position is working with the house and helping get characters into their roles and get them where they need to be, prep our patrons for the show, explain the rules to them before they enter the house, and sometimes guiding them through the house and filling in where else I may be needed.
If you notice you've lost someone, please tell someone with a lantern that you've lost someone in your group, okay?
The most asked question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scary is it? That is the number one question I get all the time. How scary is it? Am I gonna be scared?
So I've been watching horror movies my whole life. Halloween is all year round for me. So I'm always watching scary movies, and it's just taking those, maybe the experience from that, I suppose, coupled with, just being there on the scene and looking for opportunities, places to jump out and scare people where they'll least expect it. help them enjoy that experience, because that's why they're here, right? I mean, they're here for the scare.
The first night I worked at the Hollywood Horror Show was exciting. I scare people by surprise. You know I'm there, but you do not know where I'm at. Code White is when somebody is scared to the point where they want out. They need to get out of the position or wherever they're at. So we will call a code white over the radio. And at that time, we clear the code white, get the person out of there, and then resume the haunt.
I've definitely had some people drop to the floor a couple times, you know. There's some different scenes here without giving too much away, but there's some opportunities, some good hiding spots, and never fails, you know, they'll come around the corner and there's always an opportunity.
It's a little difficult to try to usher them to the exit, but that's what we want. We want you to be scared. You come to a haunted house to be scared.
People have flown in from other states. You know, we've had Bill Moseley here. We loved having our friends who we work in movies. Brian Cox has been here. Dylan McDermott has been here. We have a lot of celebrities who come through here. Last night we had a WWF from that franchise. One of the wrestlers who was now a host on the show showed up here last night on his own by himself.
What makes this haunt unique is obviously the talent and the experience that Dean and Starr, you know, brings to the table, and all the experience and all the years as special effects makeup artists. It's like literally walking into a film set. I mean, the level of detail to the production, the scenes, the studio, the haunt itself, the actors. It's an experience in and of itself.
I have my grandson with me in the haunt, which is great, in the maze. And he is a small clown, and I will tell you, he scares people more than I do. They do not like little people, and he just jumps out and surprises them. The challenges with working this haunt is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You're here from 5 o'clock till midnight, 1 o'clock. It is exhausting depending on where you're at in the haunt. Like with me in the maze, there's a lot of running, so it keeps you active. It's getting everybody organized. It's getting everybody in costume. There's just so many logistics that go on in the background with the fog machines and whatnot. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on that people do not see that takes hours to get ready.
Saturday nights, you know how Saturday nights are. Some people get loose and wild and crazy. So guides, please be on your toes. Pay attention to everybody. If you need something, let us know. We'll get a sheriff's deputy to walk through the group. It's really important here to show that everybody goes through safely and we don't have any issues. We don't want that to happen, because this is a show where we want people to be able to bring their families and not worry about things like that. This is one of our busiest nights of the season. Gearing up for next week, which will be even busier, because it gets busier as we get closer to Halloween. And I'm excited about Halloween to see how it does, because typically if Halloween is on a weekday, it's not real busy.
You need to go, you can.
But it's on a Friday and school's out. So we're hoping our Halloween will be busy. So I know some of you want to trick or treat, but please, we need actors Halloween night. So please make sure you communicate and let us know it's here for that night. It takes everybody. I know everybody thinks I'm one person, but you know, if one person says I'm one person, then it doubles times 10, and suddenly we have 10 people. It takes everybody to pull this show off and make it work. Everybody's important to the show. You guys have any questions? We're gonna have fun tonight, right?
I'm Matt here at the Hollywood Horror Show at the Maulers and Crawlers Jeep event, which happens to be the name of our Jeep group, Maulers and Crawlers. It's our second year here at this event. And this is my Jeep that's behind me. We named her Mama Tried. It takes about a good hour to get them decorated up.
Started this group to support Alamance County, to do good for people in need, cancer patients. My Jeep here is Kemosabe. It's a cancer-themed Jeep. It's covered in ribbons with people's names. It's one lost or battling the cancer. We do pretty much parades, anything that we can to raise money to help people in need of health issues, burnouts, anything in Alamance County that we can do. That's why I started this Jeep group with 4 people, and there's 1,200 of us now. As you can see, as all the Jeeps here, all I gotta do is make a post that we want to do something to help Alamance County, and all these people show up.
It means a lot to the community to come out and support the local community, help out Hollywood Horror Show, and help represent them and get the community more active together out here.
We build haunts back several years ago, and what I noticed about the Hollywood Horror Show haunt, it's original props and the mask and everything else. And if you go to some of the other haunts in the area, they seem more commercialized. And this is more of a like a down home feel. I would say that it's grown. Just the haunt itself, adding features to it, working with Star directly and Dean, and there's just a lot of things that have happened that took a lot of bare spots out. The camaraderie, the people, it's watching these young kids grow within it, which is really neat to see them, and it gives them something to do and they're not in trouble. Just this year alone, I had chased a few of them out of the maze and they ended up rolling around outside. They just couldn't get their feet under them.
I am not Oswald. I am the Penguin. I am not human. I am an animal. Cold-blooded.
No!
So I do it for the fun. I just have a good time, and it gives me a way to get away from my problems, worries, cares, and just focus on the friendships that I have here and scaring people and just having a good time.
It's just like one big family and everybody's working together and just having a blast.
It's really a land of creativity, you know, and I think the sky is the limit, really.